Content warning: suicidal thoughts and grief from familial death. Chapter 2. Muscle Memory. Dr. Cassandra Lord. The next few sequences of my waking are quite unceremonious. I still have no idea what on earth is going on. I have no memory of how I got here, why I got here, or even who I am, which terrifies me to say the least. So I spend those first few minutes taking it out on the robot that has been poking and prodding at me from the start, with one of the first things my brain decides to remember: my use of very colorful language. "Let me go, you fucking cunt," I ramble out. Wow, okay me, that's low. First of all, it's a robot, it doesn't have a cunt, and it's clearly programmed to get our body back to its proper function, so it's probably best to do what it tells us. Is what the logical part of my brain tries to tell me to do.
Please remain still.
Your mom can remain still, I argue with the damn thing, trying and failing to peel off the various electrodes with my worm fingers. Again, me, it's a robot, it probably doesn't have a mom. And what a juvenile thing to say. I whine loudly. I'm still at a loss on how I got here, but gathering from the medical equipment, life support, holes in my memories, and annoyingly overbearing computer, I must have been in some sort of coma and was being treated for it in a high-tech hospital. What the hell happened to me? I let out a grunt before what I assume is the computer puts me to sleep again, and after a few more episodes of that, I finally get to a point where the computer and I seem to reach an understanding.
Full body motion detected,
the computer sings as I blink awake one more time.
What's your name?
I freeze instantly, blinking up at the probe like I had expected it to know that information for me. I move my fingers, then my toes. As I stretch my entire body, I finally notice I'm free of the tubes, electrodes, catheters, and IVs. And I'm buck-ass naked. I utter out, only to be met with an error noise.
Incorrect. Attempt number 2. What's your name?
I don't know.
Incorrect. Attempt number 3. What's your name?
I ignore the question and make another attempt to get out of the bed. Unlike any of the other times I attempted this, I actually make it out. My body, however, collapses to the floor like a puppet being relieved of its master's hold. Fuck! I muffle out, feeling a strange amount of weight in my body. I mean, come on, I'm only like 115 pounds. How the hell am I so heavy? Wait, I know how much I weigh, but not my own fucking name?
Incorrect. Attempt number 3. What's your name?
Shut up, system, I flail, finally managing to stand up. I grab one of the sheets off my bed and fasten it around my body. I squint up at my surroundings again. It's blurry the further away my sight gets, but I'm able to notice the near-identical beds to the one I was in, mounted up the walls. Holy shit, there are people! Hello? I call out, staggering towards the bed nearest to me. Hey, are you awake? In my pursuit, I quickly notice that the electrodes and life support are detached from whoever was in the bed. And if those are out of me and I'm moving, then that must mean that this person... I seize in my spot as my brain tries to make sense of the figure before me. At first, I think it's a result of my clear need for vision correction, but the lack of glasses isn't the problem. I see a face. A familiar face. But it isn't full of vitality or rest or of anything at all. Maybe it's the way it's flaking, or the lack of color, or even the leathery texture. But as I stare down at the body of a face I might have once known, my mind finally catches up to the facts. I'm staring at a body. A very dead body. One with no smell and no active decay. He must have died a long time ago. My heart squeezes once more, making my throat tighten in response. There was that muscle memory again, hinting that I must have cared deeply for this person. Or maybe I was just simply reacting to finding a dead body. My fingers twitch as I reach for him. Call it morbid curiosity, or even the doubt stage of subconscious grief. But whatever it is, I just have to know for sure. When I peel back the tarp, however, a visceral twist appears in my stomach as my palm accidentally graces his leathery hand. "It's fine, Commander," I pressed, trying to placate the old gentleman who was starting to turn a fuming shade of red on my behalf. I had just finished having the same, although far more tame, conversation with Strat. My hand desperately gripped his, hoping he would just let it go as nonchalantly as she did. "Hey, look at me, it's fine."
"You shouldn't have to,"
he huffed, returning my squeeze with one of his own.
"It is not that difficult to pronounce. You're going on their suicide mission. If they want to address you, they should use your name, not some microaggressive colonized alias.
Commander Yao.
Panginoon. Panginoon. See? That's your last name. It rolls off the tongue, simple to say. They should make an effort to learn it the same way they make an effort for any other white..."
"It means Lord," I explained, almost rushed, hoping that my hushed tone would somehow make his quieter. In one of the more prominent dialects of the Philippines, Panginoon means Lord. That's why I gave them the alias. Our team doesn't have the time to train the Hail Mary's AI to pronounce it correctly. And it's a lot quicker than saying the whole name, so please. His eyes bore into mine. A war between respecting my wishes and advocating for something that clearly should matter a lot more to me. "It's the least of our worries. You can call me by my real name when we're on board. Just let the rest of them and the computers call me Cassandra Lord." The war in his eyes continued, but after a few seconds, a sigh of defeat left his lungs.
"Cass,"
he began, a disappointed yet acquiesced tone.
"I need you to look at the kind of people who dominate our field. Notice the color of their skin. Though I am glad that we were able to come together for this mission, you and I carry the weight of the next generation of kids who look like us. When they look for proof that they can advance in this field,
come on.
when they look at the team who sacrificed their lives for the world,"
he emphasized, hardening his tone,
"it is our faces, our names, that they will see as a beacon."
He lifted our joined hands and clasped his free one over both.
"I advise you to think of your brother."
My chest caved in instantly, like all the air had been sucked out by a wayward vacuum. Tears pricked my eyes. His grip only tightened.
"I would think that he'd want you to use his surname, don't you?"
I didn't say anything. I only shuddered out a breath in response, willing my lungs to reinflate. A long sigh left him as his grip on me loosened.
"Filipino children deserve to know they belong here. Santino deserves to know that his sister belongs here. And the most effective way to do that is to make the world learn your real last name."
I flinched back at the contact and dropped the tarp back onto the corpse. The memory appeared in my brain as quickly as someone flipping a switch. What I didn't expect was for that memory to serve as a launching pad for remembering the bare bones of who I am. It happened slowly, then all at once. "Your name is Cassandra Panginoon. You're Filipino-American. You have a doctorate in aerospace engineering. Commander Yao was a good friend and colleague. You have a younger brother named Santino, and it hurts to hear his name. He is the reason you are here. He is the reason your heart breaks in your chest." "Santino," I say aloud, the name a blinking light in a sea of wreckage. It is then when I remember his voice. "I go where you go." It echoes in the back of my mind. It draws a gasp from my lips. A promise, a pact, a shared covenant among siblings. "Where you go, I'll follow." I tremble, choking out the words while my entire body finally settles back into its familiar state, the memories slowly leaking in.
Join the Hail Mary, you die a hero.
Eva Strat said to me once. Strat. That's right, I remember her. I think I remember respecting her. Hail Mary. I breathe, glancing at everything around me at a dizzying pace. The Hail Mary. Is this the Hail Mary? And in the midst of the words, die a hero, only one of them stands out to me. Die. Santino's young face appears in my mind.
I go where you go,
he tells me, his pinky outstretched. Where you go? I whisper, choking out a sob. I'll follow.
Die a hero.
Strat's voice repeats in my head. Die. Santino, my brother, he died. But how? Something I could only describe as a mental wall slams down on that memory before I could try to remember further. Not muscle memory this time. A trauma response. A practiced habit. Where you go? My own voice continues in the noise that gradually returns to my head. And finally the ping. The answer to the most prominent question of them all. I promised my baby brother that wherever he'd go, I'd follow. Death was somewhere I couldn't follow. Oh God. I mumble slowly, finally realizing why there was such a heaviness, a pain in my chest. The memories are muddy, but I recall the Hail Mary, a project that I had applied to after being tested for a qualifying recessive gene, which I had. The project was supposed to save the world from our dying sun. It wasn't hard to put together that dying a hero meant this mission was dangerous and that we likely wouldn't make it home. Before joining the Hail Mary, I had been looking for a way to make do of my promise to my brother. Being a part of it finally gave me a proper way to follow him. I stumble backward towards my own bed, clumsily falling back onto the tousled sheets as the computer detects my movement.
What's your name?
The computer asks, and I swallow past my too dry throat to respond. Oh my God. I croak out again, feeling the tears sting my eyes.
Incorrect. Attempt number...
Cassandra Pagnon. I grind out, feeling my heart grow heavier and heavier and heavier, wanting desperately for the computer to just shut the hell up and leave me alone. I go where you go. Where you go, I'll follow.
Incorrect.
The computer declares after a beat. Fuck! Cassandra, Pangenoon. I pronounce incorrectly, surely the same way many teachers, colleagues, and team leads had initially done. I wouldn't have gotten the idea to create an alias if they hadn't.
Incorrect.
Shit, did I remember wrong? Were these even my memories? There's tech all around me. Am I lost in some sci-fi plot where my consciousness got downloaded into the wrong body, or... I pause, thinking through the initial memory once more, focusing on the strain in Commander Yao's eyes. I swallow again, my stomach sinking at the recollection of his disappointment. My name is... I close my eyes, already knowing what my past self had done. Cassandra Lord. A beat passes, then two. A chime resounds throughout the room.
Welcome back to the Hail Mary,
the computer proudly chirps.
Dr. Lord.
But before I can do so much as beat myself up for dishonoring the very request my last known friend asked of me, something else catches the corner of my eye. A bed is still occupied, and unlike Commander Yao, the life support systems, electrodes, and tubes still seem to be connected to them. Mary? I stammer, slowly remembering the functions of the ship I trained for. Who is alive on this ship?
Living personnel. Dr. Cassandra Lord.
Mary responds, honoring my command.
And Dr. Ryland Grace.